Hello and welcome to the Ponderings of Pete. I'll be your host tonight, obviously, because I'm the only host here. But I have a big announcement as well as just some channel goals that I want to talk about today. Stay tuned. So, 2020 is gone, which is great. I think everybody can agree that this year was an absolute piece of garbage. Hot, flaming garbage in a trash can in the back alley of New York with lots of homeless people around it. So, 2021's here, and it's going to be a great new year. Vaccines are on their way. I mean, people need to slow their roll and calm down, but other than that, it's going pretty well. We shall see how it goes. I don't have expectations that it's going to be amazing, but anything is better than 2020. Right? Right, I say that. Especially for me reading, it's going to be a fun year. I have 3 main series that I'm going to be reading this year. All of them have at least 9 books or have the 9th book on the way. And the first one, speaking of 9th book on the way, is the Expanse series. So this is book 4, Sebulba Burn. Yeah, this is in the prequels. I'll be done with this series in time for the new one to come out in September, I think. So I'm really excited. I like the series so far, and the series has taken a great turn with the end of book 3, and this just where this is going. Stay tuned for reviews for that. Caliban's War, the second book, the review should be out soon. I have it edited. I just need to schedule it and do 1 or 2 other things to it, and it's ready to go. And Abaddon's Gate will be right behind it. The next series is the Malazan series, Book of the Fallen. Currently, I'm focusing on the Book of the Fallen. I'm not focusing on the other 11 books that are as part of the Malazan world. I will read them eventually, just not now. Currently, I am on the 5th book, which is Midnight Tides. I'm actually going to reread this twice. I started Malazan before I started BookTube, and I want to make sure I give y'all all the reviews and have a complete, thing. And I also have other ideas for content that will require me to read it twice in order to understand. Look out for that. I'm going to be finishing this series in my second reread of the series by March of 2022, which will be great because I'll be able to follow along with Mike's read-along that's happening for the next 2 years. So I'm excited to connect with more Malazan readers and just keep reading this because it is an amazing story. Next up is Eye of the World. This is the first book in the Wheel of Time series. I have read the first 3 books, ages ago in college, and I'm restarting because I want to read the whole thing through. I'm starting next month in February. I'm going to be following along with Jade at the Bedtime Bookworm, following along with her Wad-along. I'm actually going to be finishing this and Malazan at the same exact time in March of 2022. So that will knock out these 2 huge series, and I'll have them under my belt. I contemplated starting the Realm of the Elderlings saga, which is a bunch of different trilogies. I actually ended up getting one of the trilogies for Christmas, which was great. But I decided that if I wanted to read other books, I just did not have the time to do it, and it sucks. So I will be starting, however, I will be starting The Realm of the Elderlings, which is by Robin Hobb, starts with the Farseer trilogy. I will be starting that next year in 2022. I will probably host a read-along, so keep an eye out for Robin Hobb. Read it through it all, yeah. So the other things that I read throughout the year are going to be varied. I don't have a definite set plan, except for a few other books. I try to be reading 1 heavy book per month as well. Some of you have heard about me reading Infinite Jest. Still haven't finished that. Currently, the book that I'm reading for my heavy book this month is in January, Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Yeah, I can't pronounce Russian names at all. I'm liking this book so far. It's really interesting. The symbolism of everything that's happening is interesting to talk to people about. I don't think I could have read this book on my own. I like the ability to actually be able to talk to people about this. And thank you, Christy, for getting me into this. After I finish Crime and Punishment, I will be officially tackling all of this chunker, Infinite Jest. I'm going to finish this, I swear. I haven't... I'm like 200 pages in out of 900. That's only 700 pages. I got this. I can do this. Take 2 or 3. It might take another 2 months after Crime and Punishment, but I might get it done. After I'm done with that, I'm going to tackle the Federalist Papers and the Anti-Federalist Papers. These are both two sides of the conflict around the constitutional debate. One of them is obviously the one that every school child knows, sort of, that exists, is the stuff written by Madison, Hamilton, and Jay. And the other stuff is written by a bunch of other people. All of these were originally published in newspapers. I think knowing this history, knowing these debates is very valuable and will help me out in the future with, developing a political ideology of my own, essentially just figuring out where I stand politically by understanding where our country came from. Now, by this time, it will be August or September, and I will be starting a read-along for my hard book. The first book I will be reading with Christy Lewis at Dostoevsky in Space will be the Communist Manifesto. We will be doing live shows for this as well as a read-along. It's going to be fun. We will probably have other booktubers join us. Their names are TBD right now. We have a few people in thought, but nothing really confirmed as of yet. The second one we will read after the Communist Manifesto is the Gulag Archipelago, which this is the foremost criticism of communism, specifically USSR's communism, from what I've heard. It was written by a man that was thrown into the Gulag by the Russians, and he didn't like it. So he wrote a book. They tried to take it from him. I actually heard that he ate it, and then he wrote it again. And it's actually 2 volumes that are all slammed into here. I'm actually thinking of doing Communist Manifesto in August, and then Gulag Archipelago in September and November to spread it out a little bit. Stay tuned for more details on that, where we're hosting it and all that jazz. And that's kind of like that's all I have for those books currently. We'll see if I pick up any more in the last few months of the year. I really haven't planned them out. So I also have another announcement to make in regards to some of my other reading choices. In 2020, I read a few self-published books, and I really liked them, and I wanted to show more appreciation for them, wanted to, support them more. A few of us from Shelf Space, the Shelf Space Discord, got together and created our own Discord specifically for self-published authors and self-published reading, essentially. It is called the Shelf Published In, and we will start posting the links probably soon. If you don't see it down in the description now, it will eventually be there. And I will also start posting it in the descriptions of all of my videos, just to be like, hey, come join us at the Shelf Published In. Be on the lookout for that. The first book we're going to be reading in February is Wildcat by J.P. Harker. That's something fun that we're really excited about. Come join us. Come support some self-published authors because the work they do is awesome. So my last announcement tonight is a bit of a fun one. If you look down below, there's a little number that tells me how many subscribers I have, or tells you how many subscribers I have. I'd like you to notice that it's above 100. I hit triple digits, which is exciting. That's the first big YouTube milestone. They say it gets, easier after you get your first 100. Easier, quote unquote. It scales up because YouTube growth is exponential because algorithm. Not exactly an exponential slope, but I don't know. Anyways, so I have 100 subscribers. What am I going to do? I'm going to do a Q&A video. So if you have questions for me, go ahead and post them down below in the comments. If you know me on Discord, you can DM me on Discord. You can @ me on Discord. Just get me questions and I'll answer them on the internet. Put the answers on the internet. Yay! That'll be fun if you really want to. I don't know why anybody would want to know anything about me, but The reason I waited till last, I also want to talk about my goals for this year and related to the channel. I've thought about it. I did a little research and thinking about how everything is going. It's on its way out, but still a lot more people work from home and stuff like that. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. Do I think this is doable? Absolutely. I did the first 100 in 2.5 months. Even at that pace, if I had 100 subscribers every 2 months, I could get to like 700. Yeah, 700 by the end of this year. As you grow on YouTube, it is my impression from my research that the pace grows faster and faster every single, every month. Like you grow faster and faster, you start hitting the algorithm more. So do I think 1,000 subscribers is doable by the end of the year? Absolutely. Maybe even sooner. We'll see, but that's my goal. So if you want to ask me questions, do it. Yay, I'll answer them. Put them down in the comments. Thank you so much for everybody that's contributed to getting me to 100 subscribers. Thanks for everybody on Shelf Space and all the other Discords that I'm a part of. Just everybody that talks to me and helps me not talk to a wall on a daily basis. It's great. Thank you. Have a great rest of your night. Like, comment, subscribe, because even though you probably already are, sleep well.